Hey everyone, we're here at Midwest Dreamin' in Chicago. I'm here with Scott Himmeter, the CEO of Geopointe. Scott, what can you tell me about your product?
So the way we like to put it is that we location enable Salesforce. So in short, that means mapping on Salesforce. We like to think of it in two terms, getting spatial insights out of it, kind of a reporting analytical tool and a productivity tool. So incorporating geo into your business processes.
Okay, so what are some of the typical use cases and where within the Salesforce UI do people interact with this?
So it's very common for sales organizations that are field sales, they gravitate to Geopointe. They're looking for making their people more productive in the field. Imagine someone traveling to an area maybe they're not super familiar with, but it's part of their territory, planning ahead so they can understand what customers or prospects are in the area, plan a trip, maybe a meeting drops on the fly through our mobile interface, being able to say, hey, who else can I visit in this now 2-hour slot that just freed up this minute? That's a super common use case. From a kind of rolling it up through the management levels, managers being able to see where their people have been. So as people are executing their routes, they can check into those locations and basically log an activity with the added benefit of geography and say, hey, I was here. And management can see that. It can roll up through the chain and being able to see that. Sales operations, kind of taking it a level higher, being able to analyze the data and the big picture. Where is our revenue today? Where was our revenue last time? Where is it growing? Where is it receding? Where do I need new reps? Where do I need new reseller partners? That sort of thing. So really giving people that picture of their data in a thing everyone's familiar with, which is maps and on Google Maps, and letting people make creative use of it.
And so the salespeople that are out in the field, they'd be going through the Salesforce One mobile app. If they're in their office, or the management team can be looking at this from the Salesforce UI, basically.
That's right. Yeah, we have interfaces on both clients. On the mobile application, we are in Salesforce One. Customers that maybe don't use Salesforce One could use this exact same interface just through a browser. On tablets, it's kind of choose your own adventure, which one you prefer, whether it's kind of our more capable full screen that you would use in the Salesforce normal UI or our mobile screen.
So you were talking to me earlier about some of the hooks you have into the maps themselves and the business process. Can you just kind of elaborate a little more on that?
So we have a lot of customers that need to do more with the data once it's on the map, take action upon it, or maybe optimize the business process. So we've added a lot of pieces into Geopointe that allow developers and also the button-click admin types to be able to further the application. So it's very capable as it comes, but simple things like being able to have maybe a custom button that launches to our screen, auto-invoking a search is a very popular thing to do. Also can save 10 seconds per try. Developers, consultants that want to implement processes from the map, letting the map be the interface, and then being able to customize links and buttons to then invoke actions from the map. So imagine being able to, you map a bunch of leads and you want to send those leads into a campaign. We actually have a built-in one for that. Maybe a consultant wants to build the ability to take those leads, send them to something custom they've built. Our goal is to tie together Salesforce work that somebody's done with Geopointe. So you're not rewriting it in a Geopointe way, you're building it in the same Salesforce way you could reuse all over Salesforce, but then you can hook it into Geopointe as well.
Okay. And I assume the product's native on Salesforce. How long you guys been on the App Exchange?
Product's been available since the middle of 2010. It's evolved quite a bit since then. We're on about every 2 months we do a release process, a release cycle. There's pretty significant changes in it. I'll say 80 to 90% driven by customer requests. And so we've been on the App Exchange for, like I said, 4 years, and just continuing to add features and functions. We're really one of the top-rated applications across the whole App Exchange in terms of reviews, and very proud of that. And a lot more to come. It's an exciting space. I mean, the ability to tie together, your data with geography is pretty compelling. We've gotten a lot more recently into things beyond just showing pins on a map and analyzing that, but tying it with regions and kind of assignment
route planning,
route planning, how to get from A to B to C to D in the most efficient manner, but also things like automated assignment, being able to define, maybe regions that you have your inside sales team broken out in as leads pour in off the web, automating those assignments geographically to the right people, or maybe in a service use case, same idea, maybe getting a field service rep that's in the area, get them that information right away, all automated through Geopointe, and then tying right back into all the Salesforce functionality that their customers use for the rest of their time.
So what's a typical implementation time, from getting the product installed to, starting to use it?
You could be running your first maps within about 20 minutes, maybe a half hour after clicking Get It Now from the App Exchange. 10 minutes of that is just waiting for the App Exchange to finish.
Right.
And you can get going pretty quickly. There's a lot you can do with it from there. I would say a typical implementation, the level of complexity you're talking about, is the same complexity you might have if you were to ask yourself maybe 5 reports that a sales organization needs, how I might set those up and getting those going. Most of the implementation time is spent thinking about what to do rather than doing it. Doing it is very quick.
Okay.
And then it goes, from there. You can do a lot with it. It's very capable, so you can always develop further. But within an hour, for sure, no matter who you are, you should at least be able to get a good first impression, see what it's all about, and know if it's on the right track or not.
All right, so if the audience wants to get a hold of this and try it out, what should they do?
Best thing to do is just go to the App Exchange. You can search for maps, you can search for Geopointe, it'll pop right up, and just install it. So it's available for a free trial. It's a 15-day trial. If you put it into a production system, a sandbox that can go in as well, you get a little bit extra time with that. We will be very proactive in reaching out to you in a helpful way and helping you make sure that you can be productive with it, get the most out of it. You'll have plenty of resources to go to and to reach out back to us and get set up with it. So our goal is to empower you to be able to do it without needing us to do it for you.
Right. All right, well, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.